Today on Forbes, Trump 2.0 could put a rocket under SpaceX and the U.S. space industry. Over the summer, as Elon Musk ramped up support for Donald Trump's election campaign, the famously transactional former president seemed to promise the world's richest man something in return. At a late July rally, Trump said, quote, "We have to make life good for our smart people, and he's as smart as you get." One thing Musk wants is for the Federal Aviation Administration to speed up its processing of space launch licenses, which his company SpaceX says is slowing the cadence of test flights of its massive Starship rocket. And then there's SpaceX's tussles with the Environmental Protection Agency over the impacts from Starship launches on a wildlife-rich area on the Gulf Coast in Texas. Trump, who will parachute a slew of new political appointees into the FAA and EPA, could bring quick relief on both counts, and more broadly roll back rules in the heavily regulated space industry. That would help all space companies, but none more than SpaceX, according to Chris Quilty, founder of the space-focused financial services firm Quilty Space. Quilty said that at industry gatherings this year, competitors expressed mounting worries that SpaceX will get preferential treatment from the Trump administration. He said, quote, "Even if you were pro-Trump and you're in the space industry, you're thinking, crap, SpaceX is already killing it. Do they need any further advantage?" It's part of the reason why the space industry is looking at the return of Trump to the White House with a mix of hope and trepidation. Trump built a strong pro-space record in his first term. Quilty said it, quote, "was arguably the most impactful presidential space effort since JFK." With Vice President Mike Pence, a longtime space enthusiast, leading a revived National Space Council, the Trump administration established the Space Force as an independent military service, pushed for higher NASA funding, launched the Artemis program, which refocused the agency's manned spaceflight efforts on a return to the moon, and orchestrated an international treaty governing exploration and mining on the moon, Mars, and asteroids. In his next term, industry players think Trump's interest in competing with China will boost spending on military and civil space programs, ranging from defending against Chinese anti-satellite weapons to keeping pace with the country's efforts to exploit the moon. And if Musk gets his way, the government may shift its space priorities towards his own long-term aspiration, reaching Mars. In September, Trump said, quote, "Elon, get those rocket ships going because we want to reach Mars before the end of my term." Quilty said that it's unlikely Congress would go along with that. Many space experts believe figuring out how to build a sustained human presence on the moon is a necessary precursor to going to Mars. Still, NASA could provide some support for SpaceX's private effort to reach Mars. Musk has said he's planning to send 5 uncrewed Starships to Mars in 2026. Any grand ambitions, for the moon or otherwise, could be counteracted if Trump convinces Congress to deliver on his campaign promises to slash taxes and government spending. Trump has said he would task Musk to lead an effort to audit the government. The mega-billionaire has said he wants to cut $2 trillion from the budget as head of what he's dubbed the Department of Government Efficiency. Along with maintaining or increasing funding for NASA, Trump may also favor expanding the Space Force, currently the smallest of the military services, with a budget of $29 billion. He said in late August that he wanted to establish a Space National Guard, an idea opposed by the Pentagon as too expensive. But Todd Harrison, a defense and space policy analyst at the American Enterprise Institute, said it's unclear if that will happen, given the, quote, "huge amount of uncertainty over how Trump's stated ambition to slash taxes and federal spending will impact the defense budget." For full coverage, check out Jeremy Bogaski's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.